Hey, welcome back to AI in 5. Quick question to kick us off. When people throw around the phrase AI model, what do you actually picture? A robot? A brain in a jar? Hang on, because the real answer is way simpler, and once it clicks, a ton of AI stuff suddenly makes sense. Here's the easiest way to think about it. A model is a learned recipe. That's it. It's a recipe that turns some input into some output. You give it a question, it gives you an answer. You give it a photo, it tells you if there's a cat in it. You give it an email, it tells you if it's spam. Let me put it this way. Imagine your grandma's secret cookie recipe. Over years, she figured out exactly how much flour, how much sugar, how long to bake. She didn't write the recipe on day one. She learned it by trying, tasting, and adjusting. Once she nailed it, she wrote it down. Now anyone can follow that card and get great cookies. That written recipe? That's a model. In AI, the same thing happens. The computer tries, checks how wrong it is, adjusts, and tries again, millions of times. When it finally gets good, we freeze that learned recipe and save it to a file. That saved file is the model. Now here's another way to picture it. Think of a model like a vending machine. You put something in, you get something out. Push B4, get a candy bar. With an AI model, you put in a question, and out comes a prediction. You put in, "What's the weather like in Paris?" and a language model spits out a sentence. You put in a photo of your face, and a face unlock model spits out yes or no. Input goes in one side, output comes out the other. In math class, you might have seen this called a function. Honestly, that's exactly what a model is, a function. F of x equals y. You hand it x, it hands you y. The wild part is, nobody sat down and wrote the rules inside. The rules got learned automatically from examples. That's the magic move. Okay, so this brings up a really important point. A model is the result of training. Training is the slow, expensive part, the part where the computer studies tons of examples and figures out the pattern. We talked about that yesterday. But once training is done, the model itself is just a file. A big file, sure, sometimes gigabytes. But still, just a file sitting on a hard drive. And here's where it gets cool. That one file can be copied. It can be shared. It can be loaded onto your phone, onto a server in the cloud, onto a laptop in Tokyo. The same model, the exact same learned recipe, can answer questions for millions of people at the same time. Think about Spotify's recommendation model. They trained it once, somewhere in a data center. Now that same trained model is making predictions for hundreds of millions of listeners every single day. Same recipe, billions of predictions. Or take ChatGPT. There's one underlying model file, and it's answering questions for people all over the world simultaneously. Train once, use forever, or at least until you train a better one. This is actually a huge deal for how AI works as a business. The hard, expensive work happens up front, during training. After that, using the model, what we call making a prediction or running inference, is relatively cheap and fast. It's like writing a song. Writing it takes months. Playing it on Spotify takes 3 minutes and costs basically nothing. So to recap, a model is a learned recipe. It takes input and gives you output, just like a function. It's the saved result of training, sitting in a file. And that one file can make predictions over and over, for anyone, anywhere. Next time someone says, "We deployed a new model," you'll know what they actually mean. They took a learned recipe, loaded it up, and now it's ready to answer questions. Tomorrow we're talking about the fuel that powers all of this, data. Why good data makes good models, and why bad data ruins everything. See you tomorrow on AI in 5.